The Mushu Maru is a ship that once served as a ferry between Hokkaido and Honshu Island until March 13, 1988. It now serves as a museum, and sees its days welcoming sightseers. Once on board the Mushu Maru, you can access various parts of the ship. Take a turn at the wheel at the wheelhouse, have a look at the wireless communication room, and dress up as the captain or one of the crew. The ship has an exhibition room with models and parts from the ferry, as well as a small shop selling souvenirs. My family lived in Sapporo in the 1960s for a year while a missionary family returned to the US for furlough. During that time, I remember traveling from Tokyo by train to Omori. The train was then loaded onto the ferry for the trip to Hakodate, where the train was unloaded and continued its journey to Sapporo. Called the train ferry, this service ended with the opening of the Seikan Tunnel in 1988. Meijikan is a facility that used the Hakodate post office built in 1911, and is now a shopping mall with souvenirs. The location faces Kaiko Dori in the Bay Area, and is a 5-minute walk from the Jujigai tram stop. The facility offers a wide range of products, including cute palm-sized ornaments, accessories, tableware, and Venetian glass. There are a number of activities that can be enjoyed by people of all ages, including students on school trips, families, and couples. At the Handmade Music Box Workshop and Sandblasting Experience Workshop, you can try your hand at making original crafts that are one of a kind in the world. There is a costume rental shop that rents out authentic Japanese clothing and dresses. They will even arrange your hair to fit your character, and assist you in taking commemorative photos. Gotoken Restaurant Sekate is a long-established restaurant in Hakodate that was founded in 1879 as a Russian cuisine and bread restaurant, and has since become popular as a French-style restaurant. The main store is a retro building with an exotic feel, located halfway up Nijikenzaka Hill, and is a registered tangible cultural property. You can enjoy a wide range of menus, from casual Western cuisine to authentic full-course meals. Among them, curry is the most popular, including the rich duck curry that was served when Their Majesties the Emperor and Empress visited in 1989. British curry is Gotoken's specialty, a curry roux that uses plenty of spices and perfectly matches the flavor of the bouillon. There is a saying among local residents, "Got noki to aiba curry," in other words, when you think of Gotoken, think of curry. When Hakodate flourished as the largest city north of the Kanto region, the Maruimai branch department store was a three-story reinforced concrete building built in 1923 at the foot of Mount Hakodate, where stately buildings stood in the center of the city. When the building was expanded in 1930, an elevator was installed, but the interior was completely destroyed in a fire in the same year, but major renovations were later made and the elevator was rebuilt. Built in 1933, it is a manual elevator without automatic control, and is currently in operation as the oldest operating elevator north of the Tohoku region. After the department store was relocated, it was used as the City Suehiro branch government building, and is now used for civic activities as the City Regional Community Development Center. Higoshi Honganji Temple was originally a small Amida hall built in Izumisawa, a small fishing village some 30 kilometers southwest of here. In 1709 it was relocated to Hakodate and named Jogenji. In 1858 it became a branch of Honganji. It was repeatedly destroyed by fires, and its name was changed to Higoshi Honganji Hakodate branch in 1876. It was moved to its present location 3 years later. After being destroyed in the devastating fire of 1907, it was rebuilt in its traditional form with reinforced concrete in 1915 as a safeguard against further fires. It became well known as the first reinforced concrete temple built in Japan. In 1859 the first temporary Catholic chapel was founded by French missionary Mermet de Cachan, priest of Paris Foreign Mission Society. It was the beginning of such work in Japan after the deportation order of Christians by the Tokugawa government. This church is as historical as the Yamate Church in Yokohama and the Aura Church in Nagasaki. In 1868 priest Muniko and priest Ambrustad built a temporary church at the present site, and in 1877 the first wooden church was built by priest Murin. However, it was destroyed by fires 3 times. The present church, built in 1924 in a Gothic architectural style, is fireproof, but the altar and the 14 sculpture stations of the cross are Tylolean wood carvings. They are of historical value because they were presented by Pope Benedict XV. Hakodate Orthodox Church is a representative example of the Western-style architecture that makes up the exotic townscape. In addition to its white walls and green roof exterior, it is also famous for having a bell that plays a beautiful tone on weekends, and is affectionately known by local residents as Gangan Temple. The sound of the bell has been certified as one of Japan's top 100 soundscapes. In 1859, the first Russian consul Goshkevich secured a site for the Russian consulate on the current site of the church. The first church was built the following year, in 1860, as a church attached to the consulate. St. Nicholas, a young priest who came to Japan in 1861, was the first to propagate the Orthodox Church in Japan using this church as his base. The building was destroyed by fire in 1907. The current church was built in 1916, and was designated as a National Important Cultural Property in 1983. The bell currently installed in the octagonal bell tower above the main entrance is 5th generation. The sound of this bell reverberates throughout the foothills of Mount Hakodate for 3 to 5 minutes each time, including the vigil at 5 p.m. on Saturdays and the Divine Liturgy on Sunday mornings. Iei Kindergarten was established in 1895 as an attached kindergarten to Iei Girls' School. This site is the original site of Lai Girls' High School, established in 1882. The origins of Lai can be traced back to 1874 when M.C. Harris, Bishop of the Methodist Episcopal Church of the United States, started a day school on this site. The name Lai means remembrance of love. Hakodate St. John's Church has crosses on its 4 white walls, and its brown cross-shaped roof is impressive when viewed from the summit of Mount Hakodate or from the ropeway. In 1874, British Bishop Denning landed in Hakodate and began missionary work, becoming the first church in Hokkaido as an Anglican church. Successive pastors established schools and hospitals in the city, and made great achievements in the fields of education and welfare. The first church was built under Motomachi in 1878. Like other buildings, it was subsequently destroyed by repeated large fires and had to be relocated, and the current church was completed in November 1979, using construction methods modeled on European churches of the middle century. The parsonage, which was built next to the church in 2006, has been highly praised for its tasteful structure that blends in with Hakodate's exotic townscape, with features such as a gable roof, clapboard-style exterior walls, and vertical windows with picture frames. Of all the ways to access the summit of Mount Hakodate, the ropeway is the most popular. It connects Sanroku Station and Sanjo Tembadai Station in 3 minutes, and is an easy way to enjoy the view from Mount Hakodate. The 125-passenger gondola has glass windows on the entire surface that provide excellent visibility. As the altitude increases, you can enjoy the cityscape and churches at the foot of the mountain, the Tsugaru Strait, and Hakodate Bay. Sanjo Tembadai Station is a 4-story structure, with the ropeway station and waiting lobby on the 1st floor, a restaurant and event hall on the 2nd floor, a tea lounge on the 3rd floor, and a rooftop observation deck on the top floor. Mount Hakodate's foundation was formed by ejecta from an undersea volcano and subsequent eruptions. It rose and subsided repeatedly until it emerged as a large island. Over time, the washed-out earth and sand piled up to form a sandbar connecting it to Hokkaido Island. The peak of the mountain was carved away during fortification construction in the Meiji period. After the end of the war, Mount Hakodate was opened to the public for the first time in 1958 together with a connecting ropeway. In 1988, a new 125-seat gondola was introduced, and in the fall of 2015, the observation deck was renovated.